Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacaster. Me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. He also like defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on, you guessed it, crossing in the woods of the north it is. Use M246 fighting for the British Army, the Commonwealth, King George. Taking on the role here of the 11th Armored Division here with special weapons, Commando Regiment, and Vanguard Operations Regiment, double infantry and grenades, which is technically also an infantry bulletin, but in the south that is Jimmy, fighting for the Oberkommand West Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 9th Panzer Division, featuring Grand Offensive, Overwatch and Breakthrough. Two doctrines there with Panzerfusiliere. Panther 4 infantry like of bulletin. We got a double full screen start there for Jimmy versus double section universal carry here for use M246. Also, a very big thanks to Patrick for donating and support the Propagandacaster with his hard-earned money. Big thanks to you, Patrick, and of course to all my paid supporters who support me monthly via Patreon. Links in the description. Obviously, comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. You can also donate via PayPal, by the way. Links in the description for that. So, east side here, we got the Germans pushing forward to Sturmpunie hiding. Note, he's hiding behind. He's expecting the British to move for the fuel point here, and then he'll pay attention to the minimap with the tactical map. Note, once the circle lines up, and then he pushes in with the Sturmpunies. Bit risk, obviously, the current just means they're not grabbing the point, but at the same time it works out. It does give Jimmy here a tactical edge over use M246, and again, the Sturmpunies will quickly run out the section. So, definitely some high sneaks there by Jimmy, and there you go. Charging forwards there. And there you go, immediate retreat here. Use, of course, realizes this engagement is pretty much lost as soon as the Sturmpunie appear and retreats. Samples on the way there for use. Opponents being grabbed. More full here for Jimmy. University coming out. So already we're seeing two a lot of folks coming in. So probably it's not breakthrough or grand offensive. I mean, it's more likely Overwatch here, though he could surprise us all with grand offensive nonetheless. Like for the Tiger, the smoke bombs, the infantry Sturmgewehr, and the Panzer Commander. You don't have to go for the Panzerfusilier, but most players typically will go for it. Sandbags and these here from Jimmy. Ground these and fuel point here. Universal cover roaming about there for use M246. A fairly flexible platform there. Could be used as a tractor, infantry transport, reconnaissance vehicle, and of course a weapons platform. Because medium machine guns up the key actually being typically mounted. There was also not uncommon to like mount a anti-tank rifle in the front of the panel. At least that's what the Soviets did. That was of course also the Wasp upgrade. Then when it's third section almost done there for use M246. They can for Jimmy in response to the universal carrier. Two squads being deployed to attack the western fuel point here. Meanwhile on the east we got slow pressure here from use M246. Can't upgrade yet. They for halfway done here for Jimmy. Sturmpunie once more pulling back in. Again he's hoping to ambush there as they get close. It's fairly sneaky, and over here the Falcon is a bit of standoff there. He could try and flank up behind here, using the terrain there, sort of threaten from several sides in the section there, but instead backs off, hoping to perhaps, I think, draw the opponent out from that instead by perhaps attacking across this axis. But these there, more concentrated force here from use M246. The Kedmef out there. Sabs rolling about. They also wide off the sandbags. Actually fairly quiet here. I mean, neither side really looking to engage the other one unfavorably. Shots fired in the center. We got two full scats in the section there. And we got the fulls trying to flank around here. Sturmpunie squad also moving in. And we got the Kedmef from the south here by the looks of it. So things getting very hot here, very quick between U-76 and Jimmy around the center and the east. Fulls of the taking down to the section while delivering an intense amount of firepower. Then we got a fourth Fulls squad here for Jimmy. I mean, at this point, he could have considered maybe taking up here, but here we are. Sturmpunie catching the section up close again. The Sturmpunies will typically have a good upper hand, but the saps around there could cause a problem in the system for the Fulls going to do. We'll have to see in the center though. Like Kedmef moving up. And Universal charging in. Again, trying to turn around here. Sturmpunies pushed back. Full squad moving up there. Again, a bit. Oh, it's not turning around here. Position also given away there. And now we got the section threatening on the flank here. So, a lot back and forth. There you go. Upgrades, of course, also signaling to Jimmy that use M246 has managed to take though. He's got the platoon command post up and going. So, a lot of action here so far. Back here reinforcing. No healing yet here for use. There'll be seeing some medical supplies on the way here. Section being attacked from the south here. He's got a full squad moving up there. Healing down. And we got the truck there for Jimmy and the 9th Panzer Division. Full squad pushing back. And there goes section around it. Universal carrier on the move here. There you go, medical supplies out. Oi, stop up, I got some tea. Is that what they call medical supplies? Well, it's what we can get. So have a nice hot cup of tea. I don't think that's hot. I'm not sure this is tea. Shut up, you lot. Bolter section out on the way. Standard stuff, pushing westwards here. I mean, right now Jimmy holds most of the map. They could be possibly down to mines as well. That wouldn't be half bad. Track out, guessing battle group headquarters here for Jimmy, though we could surprise us all with a mechanized regiment. Hard push towards the east. Which certainly makes the most sense because currently Jimmy's more focused on the west center, so the east side is where the east defender, so obviously makes the most sense for you to just push ahead there and just make some swift progress. And hope to catch Jimmy off guard with that. Reinhardt there drops dead, following right from the center. We got more section up there. In the west here, Bartwell on the fuel point. Battle head goes up there for Jamie. Kenworth shoots and misses the Universal Carrier there. Close call though, but those ranges can happen. Barnhand going to the bunch subsection with that little bit of cover. That's great throw there for Jimmy. Okay, I think just needs to get out of the fort, get swapped with the British section close to death. Fuel point lanes, he's been grabbed. Could consider laying down some mines to make it harder for the Gem to counterattack. Also, Hughes is flooding a lot of manpower here. Is he possibly planning commandos? Or is there something else going on here? I don't know, but it is worth noting again that he is floating quite a bit of manpower. 600 manpower currently. No Vickers, no anti-tank guns. Not much else happening there for use M246. So that does beg some questions as to what exactly he is planning there. Backing off in the west as well. And will Jimmy go for the flat half track? Will he just think like, he's fairly ahead and could just try and get away with the fast 3-hour punted quarters? Maybe some orbital starting being rushed out. Could be a fairly good idea, in particular again if combined with them with say grand offensive and some infrared Sturmgewehrs. That could be an option. He's also got a bit of munitions floating there, so I mean obviously could also just begin upgrading with assault rifles, but again, there are paths here, though I would recommend a few mines, particularly around here could be pretty good. Use there. Got a Vickers on the way there, thumbs up. Email for Jimmy. Things remain a bit less clear as to what he's exactly planning here. It's a bit of lighter skirmishing in the centre, and the west though is a large engagement brewing off here as the British are slowly being pushed back though by the Germans once more. Jimmy just continues to exert excellent early map control here. Vickers are right about to use M246 and the M11th Armoured. Fulton's piercing up in the north. Worth noting, still not any upgrade to the Fulton, which is definitely a surprise. You just figured Jimmy would look to like, upgrade his infantry as fast as possible and just get more firepower into bring. And there we go. We do get a Fort Logistics slide here that is commandos here from use M246, not Jimmy, with the Vanguard Operations Regiment featuring Raid Operation, the Fort Logistics Slider, Vehicle Crew Repairs, the Crocodile, and the Strafing Support ability. Glider crashing down there. Last of course calling commandos and support teams, but there you go, commando squad on the way there. Unit rushing down, Saps following up. Enforcing healing. We are finding some upgrades there for Jamie, and we are seeing a flak half track. I mean, sure. I mean, it's a good vehicle, but honestly, part of me thinks at this stage, he should only just, like, push ahead for the Shroud Punted Quarters and try to rush out some medium armor here versus use M246. But that's that. Clearing out the cover of the barbed wire there with a nice explosive charge. Commander squad right back to here for use M246. That could definitely be a problem there for Jimmy depending on where he's caught by them. So there you go. Commander's out. And of course in a pinch can call in mortars or some machine guns manned by commanders. So there you go. Jamie unsurprisingly going for Overwatch Doctrine featuring Jaegers, early warning systems, for the Fatherland, Leichter Feldhubitz 18, and the Sector Assault ability. Flank half track as well, the commander charging ports of silenced den guns, tearing into the backs of the Fulton Grenadiers there. Delivering a vicious fusillade. Fun fact, the Germans were actually quite impressed with this. Scorsini specifically, their big spec ops guy was actually really impressed with the silenced den guns. They actually, used captured examples for his own special operations troops. Fun fact there. Another fun fact is these silent submachine guns, the modification actually ran incredibly hot, which is why they had this piece of canvas at the front of them, so they actually hold the submachine guns, or they just burn their hands. 6 Pentagon away here for use M246. Obviously going to be next tool here was the flak half-tech, half point they hit there still. Use fighting for more effective for the fuel points now. Section right, or Vic is right in the centre there. Fresh engagement to the east here. As Use is trying to keep the fuel from falling into the hands of the Germans. There you go. Jimmy is now taking out, going for the Schwerwehrmacht Schlepper. In the west, a large infantry push. He looks to be backed up at the flak half-tech, which is quickly being diverted. And again, one of the advantages of the flak half-tech is just an excellent defensive tool. You can just quickly ferry it from point to point, set up a strong point to just like you can deal with an infantry attack, but also offensively is just really good. So, you know, it's very understandable why it's become such a favorite Orbital Command West weapon, because it can very quickly just stop an infantry attack dead, or support an infantry attack quite nicely. Plus, again, has good timings compared to the looks, which, you know, got nerfed due to previously having 2 good timings. Almost got the universal carrier there, and these here we got the faults of the section there. So there goes Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier going out there for Jamie. We'll have to see who goes for any Obersoldaten. He may just rely on the Jägers. Rather a common counter to British infantry from Oberkommand West side. Map control still remains fairly favoured here for the Germans. Victory points wise, in particular, Jimmy has a huge advantage over Use M246. We got the commandos hiding out there. Six Pentagon pushing eastwards, backed up at the section. And in the west here, the folks are about to get ambushed here, but the commandos like Gam them off. That was a close call there, but Jamie just had sufficiently sharp reaction time there to avoid utter annihilation at the hands of the commandos. In the east here, about to see some heavier engagement. There we go, 6 Pentagon integrating on the flak half track. Need to pop smoke, disengage. Talk about lucky there. He also ordered to enter handbrake mode, but that also meant he's got to, like, had to like execute more orders to get it out in time. In this case, he got lucky the 6 Pentagon missed due to the smoke, but otherwise that flak half track would have been toast. Universal Carrier is following up. Here we've got the 6 Pentagon moving forwards again. Needs to still be careful for that flak half track. Jimmy's got that Schwerpunch quarters up. Can authorize it. No sign of Jägers or Obersoldaten as of yet. And we got another section creeping up that eastern fuel point. Here looking to want to deny the Germans crucial fuel. As for Hughes, he could actually start taking up himself now. I mean, the fasting up for this medium armor I think would be good for him. Also starting to see some Bren guns out there for the British infantry sections. Thumbs up there to use. Commanders out in the west here. Sappers creeping up there, minesweepers in hand. And there you go, trenches from Use, but there you go, caught with the Fulton Grenadiers. Center focus here from Use M246. Jimmy, they also kind of forced the focus on that, of course, because he can't ignore that and sends around his carve points. Almost got the universal carrier again, a bit of a daring raid here by Jimmy, but once more thwarted, lacking any further, shall I say, substance. And also no Obersoldaten, Jägers, or light infantry gun supported. Definitely think you would benefit from one of those 3 solutions here versus Use M246 now. This Use is now much more well dug in, which makes it harder for Jimmy just like make any breakthroughs in the flat calf track if he's not careful. There you go, west side is a bit more open here. He is also bringing up the light infantry gun, that's good. Thumbs up, in fact 2 thumbs up. On a map like Crossing the Woods, light artillery tends to be quite good, but also I think particularly versus the British, artillery and particular light artillery can be quite the required tool, particularly as the match draws out. So close to down there. Got an MD-34 as well now. Bit late to the party on that one, but better late than never when it comes to machine guns. Also got tech there for Use M246. Probably going to go for Cromwell. As for Jimmy, meanwhile, oh yes, authorized, good. But still, Hughes can push out for Cromwell faster than Jimmy go for the Panther 4 Model J, and certainly getting up tank now could be very beneficial. There's obviously the potential he might be planning for, say, something like a, I don't know, Comet or something bigger. Well, not bigger, but like a Firefly. Could also go for the Churchill tank, I suppose, we'll have to see, but I think a Cromwell right now would be a fairly good pick. Commanders there equipped with the brand light machine guns there for increased firepower. Smoke in the center here from the light Fahrzeug Schutz 18. And these got the pops of the sections.
Trying to take a point from us.
And we got a mortar emplacement also going up here for use M246. Of course, immediately adding in the second mortar tube. So there you go. Again, maps like Crossgun Woods very much attract light artillery, though most 1v1 maps honestly do. But maps like Crossgun Woods even more so, due to their much more choke pointy nature. Trenches in the east here as well from use M246 and make it again further tough there to break through for Jimmy. And again will require more artillery. 6 pound rapidly with the flat half track and defeated out. Can go for the Panther 4 Model J soon. User still yet to go for tank. Could be he's planning to go for the Comet or Churchill tank. There's also the option he might just be trying to stall straight ahead for the Crocodile, but I would definitely not recommend that. I think that's going to be just too much of a loss in tempo momentum, giving Jimmy much of a chance to pull ahead there of use M246 once more and beat his skull in. In the west, his steel plan's getting for Coach Grenade, and there you go. Good lord, what happened? They used the stun grenade. How does that work? Well, ask the Canadians. Commanders ping out there, but in the section of the trench. And destroying the trench there obviously makes a lot of sense. Use once will find himself looking a bit of ground, and yup, he does go for hammer tactics going on for the Comet. Premium medium tank, or elite medium tank, I suppose you could also call it. Meanwhile, Jimmy there with the Panzerkampffang 4 aus Vanguard. March in the west, more firing down the close to the Fulton Grenadiers. We got 422 with 242. Jimmy back to bleeding out to use M246. The Victor points, and there you go. The Universal finally bites his dust. Another cabinet punches through it. Good shot there. Definitely putting more pressure on use until you get out that Comet. In fact, most things are now riding on that Comet for use M246 here versus Jimmy. Panther 4 though is right around the corner first. Section reinforced with the Bren guns. Was it a Bren gun? 2 Bren guns, so it is plural. Panzerkampffang 4 aus Vanguard right around the corner here for Jimmy and the 9th Panzerdivision. There you go, smoke around the centre. But it is from the British mortar emplacement. So we actually get a creeping smoke barrage. Thumbs up. And he goes 6 pound gun. Gets a great hit on the flank half from the west. He just sends it a bit blindly. Will he provide smoke screens? Looks like the answer to that is 9. Nice flank here, by the way. Well, there's a section of the flank. Of course, the mortar and plate means he has to be swift about these attacks. He's going to go bloody well nowhere. In the centre of west centre, Fox being caught, but the commanders push back. Panther Force on the west side here, but again, limited support and lose the machine in the centre here. Fox being bogged down there. Needs more support, but again, Jamie is kind of all over the place and so can't provide enough, support for the attack there. Be careful not to extend your attacks too much. So, again, you can't make any gains anywhere. So that was definitely a bit inefficient from Jimmy, and there you go, fresh motion here for the mortar placement. Meanwhile, Jimmy seems to have forgotten about his light infantry gun already, which is certainly less grand. Fresh trench, but there you go, floating around the flank, popping this grenade into that. Commanders coming up, there's the grab the point steadily, and there you go, Panther on the flank. Definitely a nice maneuver. And Hughes is still some time with it. In fact, he's lacking both fuel points. He's focusing so much in the centre bar. He's allowing Jim to control both fuel projectile to bring in another Panther 4 here versus Hughes M246. So That's getting a bit dicey there, but he also got less than 200 points already for use M246 as Jimmy just keeps hammering away there. Should do some light repairs in the Panther 4, but that's about it. They can Attrition go for another one, which I think would be excellent. He could be tempted to go here for the how to deal with the British artillery, but also the British positions here, but I think just bring in more tanks and doing some light recon to figure out what the anti-tank is before smoking that position would serve Jimmy quite well too. In particular, since the terrain is so narrow, so if he just smokes the Panther 4's position, he can't easily get away from it. We do get some smoke around the centre, which technically also allowed to assist because it effectively prevents the anti-tank from assisting from the west side, kind of force, like, you know, within range of the Panther 4 possibly. Can't go for the second Panther 4 now. Use M246 though, getting very close to the Comet tank here. 6-point gun gets a great hit there on the Panzer 4, and something exploded there. Oh, this folks are getting white as we get the heavy high explosive barrages there. And yes, fun fact, there actually were just high explosive mortar rounds that just had a bigger payload than the regular ones. Though technically they did have a shorter range, but you know, they were used by most arms, including the Germans. So, little fun fact there.
Anti-tank gun and crew now ready for action.
6-point gun out there. And we do get a howitzer here from Jimmy, that I do think you should go on for a Panther 4 before going for that. Use M246 by can now commit to the Comet. Obviously he does go for it, but I'd imagine that's what he's planning now, unless he's deciding to suddenly go for the Crocodile here. Lots of smoke. I mean, there's definitely lots of smoke being deployed just across the centre here. They use, I feel like, really needs to like push for the field zone, like, and some of the other victory points. I feel like he's turning mission a bit, though. Admittedly, Jimmy's also helping a bit, and Jimmy could could also consider launching some attacks from other angles, I think, a bit more efficiently.
Capture point is being overrun.
And attacking straight down the centre, of course, a very narrow spot against the opponent with mortar emplacements, but at this point can fire heavy explosive rounds. I feel like that's really pushing his luck there, even with the howitzer possibly being ready in a few moments here. I think we should have done is actually launching an attack from here with some force, then starting up push here, and then sneak up some further forces here to launch a much broader but still focused attack here against the centre, rather than just attacking as narrowly as he can, as the contrary as he can, into a lot of guns. Finally, also use starting to extend pressure into the west and sneak up these as well there. So that's starting to get better there for use, though he's still fairly behind in terms of victory points. We do get a counterattack here through the muck and dirt here from Jimmy's Folks Grenadiers. Launching here there with aggressive fury, but all one squad's been pushed back. And routed in the centre there. Howitzer is blasting away there, hoping to get lucky, but it's typically not the best approach for artillery. Also got the Comet out here for use M246. Kind of a directed in the Comet there by the howitzer. Great hit from the Comet of the Panther 4. Panther 4 shoots, misses the Comet. This one got folks with the Commandos section. In the West Tier section, Ground Western and Victory Point. These fuel points being seized by the section there. Lots of Bren guns up there for use by now. So what will Jimmy go for next? Will he go for another Panther 4? Will he go for a Panther? A Yak Panther will try and go for the King Tiger. Those are the major questions here. Use once more quick to dig in there and see points. He's autogrammed the fuel points there. Jimmy definitely got thrown off a bit off here. Flag half track moving westwards. Comet there being light fixed up. Of course, got the overdrive there being activated. Emergency war speak being activated there as well. Flag half in the section there. Using smoke to cut the attack there. Not bad. Thumbs up to Jimmy. I mean, again, both players are fairly consistent about using smoke to at least some degree. Comp racing through here. No anti-tank support in the west, by the way, here from Jimmy. The Panther 4's in the east. The Academy Alpha is also in the east, by the way. So he's clearly expecting the east to draw the attention of the Comet. Instead, it's the west. That's a bit awkward. We do get another Panther 4 for Jimmy. Not bad, not bad. But arguably versus the Comet, a Yak Panzer could also have been an idea for sure. Good range, good penetration, good rate of fire crucially. To sort of deal with the Comet at a nice safe range. What's got the push back, Info remains there. We got 403 versus 132. Second Panther halfway done. Howitz is ready to fire again. Section sent packing by the flak half right there. Eventually 2-ball again. That's excellent. And as of course you are the British infantry on the receiving end. Howitz remains silent. 6-pack gets a bit in the Panther 4. There we go, Howitz ready to fire now. And what is this? We got a munitions guys using M246, likely lining up for the strafing support and other stuff. In the West Common hit versus MD34. Still no armored support and still no anti-tank support in the West. It's like he's really hoping that M246 just gets tired of winning with the Comet in the West. Which is definitely a bit ambitious. Don't you worry, Heinz. Eventually the British will get tired of murdering us for some reason. Yeah, I don't think you have quite understood the psychology of the Englishmen. They really enjoy killing stuff. Coming forward to the back of the second, forward to the cannon over here. Good shot there. Second careful shot misses. Another hit. Now we also got the mortar rounds landing down over the mortar emplacement using the heavy mortar bombs again. He cancelled the Panther 4 by the way, so looks like he's planning a King Tiger now. They still need to build a mechanized regiment and command to bring up. If he's planning something else, he definitely needs to go for it now, because the longer he just does about with that one, the worse for him, but the better for use M246. Smoke quick being deployed to help fix up the Comet. Close the A's level. And so I can't imagine it's easy to repair a tank while it's covered in smoke. Like just... Good Lord, Gerald! How is this supposed to help us? Well, it's supposed to make it harder for the Germans to see us, but... Isn't this going to give away our position quite spectacularly, sir? Shut up. Five kills on the Comet.
We're losing a capture point.
Advancing on the center once more. Morton plays on there. 10 kills almost A's level. Also plenty of munitions floated there by Jamie, and he does go for the Panther in there. Could he say that going sooner then? Definitely feels like Jamie is suffering some lack of clarity and hesitancy versus use M246, which is definitely great for use M246. How to get lucky here again. Pushing for some victory point again. Eastern one being seized more by the British Army. Panther halfway done here for Jamie. Machine gun center being hammered at that mortar emplacement. Panther rushing eastwards. Panther almost done here for Jimmy. I think he might want to consider Yak Pants to back it up afterwards. I believe that Comet maybe. We shall see if that's what he actually does. Panther right around the corner for Jimmy, and there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 5 effects bereit. And these Panther moving up there, but with no infantry support by the way. That's going to be a tall order here versus use M246 on his anti-tank gun. Once more, Jimmy does seem to struggle a bit with actually executing attacks with any sufficient, shall we say, weight behind them. Which means he's not really ending up doing a lot of damage, but also typically just, gets repulsed fairly easily. But there you go. Looks like we're seeing something approaching an actual attack here now, going for base here. Could try and call in this support here now actually to help deal with things, but backstalls pretty quickly. Also could have moved the lightning gun to further support. I mean, I think like if you were to bombard calling the air support and everything else, I think it actually got the mortar placement here. But again, Jimmy just does not seem to be what you call a great attacker. He's bringing the Kevin to assist as well, but you really should want the lightning gun up. The lightning gun is actually really far behind the front line, so you can't actually assist here.
The enemy are attacking and emplacement.
Still, he's got his opponent down to 116 versus the 353. He currently has some machines about to get wiped out, though. He's almost got the mortar in placement there. Almost got a Panther being pushed back a bit here. Rockets keep falling a bit short there. Almost got it. Coming on the move here. One more shot. And enter retreating. He's hoping the howitzer finishes it off. Except it's not firing in the general areas of the mortar placement. Despite everything, he's still standing. Now his Panther is heavily damaged already. He's trying to get away there. And there's nothing to support it. There's no like screen there, no assistance. You've got the British Air Force with the Typhoons going for it. They need to keep pulling back the Panther here. Shroud Punk Coh2 says he's been all fast to find aircraft. Thumbs up there at least on that one. But again, Jimmy just needs to learn how to add some weight behind his attacks. Aircraft being knocked out of the skies here, and the Panther does survive everything. Comet there with the Panther busted engine. Can actually soon go for another Comet. He could also transfer for the Crocodile, but I think just another Comet here would honestly be much more cost efficient for use. And there you go. Use, I think, reaches the same conclusion. The East here, make a bit of progress. Now it's been forced direct to this. Heading the trench there, got the Eastern fuel point. That's an improvement there for Jimmy. Panther being fixed up. And a unit wipe there. May want to consider some infantry replacements, but honestly some more armor could also be an idea. We shall have to see what Jimmy does. Panther is almost good to go there. Fixing up the mortar placement. Fresh smoke streams there from Use M246. Very consistent about that, really.
Crew, get ready.
Howitzer firing again. I mean, I have to say that Howitzer has not been Jimmy's best investment so far to date. Actually landed there, that's nice. Might like to take it out, I suppose, but he should have been firing it at the mortar placement while he's also had the other things doing at it. Just to make sure it actually died. Got some Poseidon going, that's good. Thumbs up, my apologies about the hiccups.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Mortar placement that does survive once more. Use M246 Comet there is still around the corner, but he's got a few too many years before he can arrive there. Otherwise, Panthering up in zone, and again, as you might notice, there is a notable absence of support for this. This is so far proving a bit of a recurring pattern, unfortunately, for Jimmy. Like, when he attacks, it very much lacks weight behind it. Howitzer reloading. We got 289 versus 93. 13 kills on the Comet. None on the Panther. There you go, good hit. Panther getting a mention to 1. It's motion down there. There you go. Commandos charging and they're jumping into action. We do get a button hunt gun out of the machines upon in the wrong direction. Squat, they push back, but the commands can't maintain position. There you go, bun grenade. Oh, not bun grenade, but the light cannon bomb. Modifying down the light infantry gun there. I think he needs to like, just focus his artillery on that mortar and play trying to finish it off here, I think. In the center, again, we got the orbs coming up in their own, but again, unsupported. No smoke streams this time around. Just nothing going there. They're just getting murdered there by Use M246. Decent hit there, the slow piece on the machine gun there, and they're still pushed back. Whew, talk about close. They almost took out the entire section as they just stepped out of the trench. Talk about absolutely lucky there for use. 250 was 90 feet. And there you go, second comet ready there for use, M246, giving you a total of 2 comets. That is a significant amount of firepower. Halfway to the east on that one, by the way. Forwards pushing forwards. Halfway to the east on the comet. U's definitely looking much stronger, and part of the issue is just Jimmy's been frittering away his force against just these really poorly executed assaults, which just cost him a lot of manpower and also just made no gains whatsoever. Just been feeling use M246 a fair amount of experience. So Jimmy definitely needs to like switch up his approach to attacking, and needs to like execute them again with greater coordination and focus and, well, gravity. Got the force, got the option, got the flank here. They're starting to look a bit more like coordination, and then the infantry still needs to like, be kept close to the tank before the attack connects to the Panther. Wasn't as exposed as it is right here on its own for so long. Got the 6 Pentagon, that's very good, but the Panther is back there. It really should either be up there or, not all the way down. Should be committing to that, because particularly with his opponent having got multiple comets out, the Panther just can't be allowed to just sit back there doing nothing. Got the 6 Pentagon again, Panther moving forwards here for Jimmy. He's also floating an incredible amount of fuel right now, 400 fuel. Again, he's had so much fuel, he just hasn't been able to leverage it in like any significant manner versus using for 6. Coming 14, getting the gems that they came with their big forced retreat. Veteran C4 was it? Or was it 3? Can't quite tell. Due to the retreat icon there. Artillery fire landing awfully close to the comet though. 15 kills halfway to the Escalating. There goes 6 Pentagon. Oh, actually almost set up a mine as well. We got 190 versus 90 fleet. Troops back here, reinforcement healing. Panther 4, Panther need repairs. I mean, you could easily consider calling in a mechanized regiment, at least just get the repair parties out. So you can sort of speed up repairs, but also have to manage it less directly. That is one of the advantages of the mechanized repair regiment. It's just, it's less management. As the match goes on, just having to like not have to micromanage everything can be a significant advantage. Coming up there, straight into the double comets. Again, Jimmy just, committing to these not particularly well executed attacks again and again. And there you go, cost him the Panther 4. Though arguably you can soon call in another Panther maybe, or Yak Panther. Get more support here around. I need to activate the Spear Panther quarters for anti-export. The Ken over there is now veteran 4 at least. Firing into the comet there, doing a lot of damage. Pretty good there. Panther being attacked inside the base. Spear Panther flying away. They're taking out there. We got the light infantry gun wiped out there. We got more Sturmpunists. They got wiped. Taking heavy losses here for Jimmy. Use just remains in a very potent position. That has been pretty much his brutal there for Jimmy. Particularly with all the losses and things he has to replace. It also means he can't replace his armored losses, since that all puts a manpower drain on him. And he can't ignore the Sturm parties because again he didn't build a mechanized regiment while he was ahead. So yeah. Things are definitely starting to look a bit bleak here for Jimmy. They're starting in fact to look very bleak. 6 kills almost between the howitzer. We got 165 and 90 feet. Light gun has been recruited here by Jimmy and Deutschland. And meanwhile, we still got the 2 comets here for use M246, including the near ace level comet. Whoops, sorry about that. Sometimes when I click like the middle mouse button, he just randomly goes off in a direction a bit. The comet itself, though, is a fun sight. I didn't actually see a lot of servers after World War II, but quickly replaced. I think it was the Chieftain tank, or was it the Challenger tank. Can't remember, but it was basically rapidly replaced by another tank that sort of took its role there. So, little fun note there. Pull to the section here. Grenades off. Gammon bomb. But yeah, Jimmy sort of seems like he's a bit stuck there. Partly might just be the map. Again, it can be a difficult map to attack because, again, like, you know, there's just a series of choke points, in particular around the center. It's incredibly choke pointy. It's definitely one of the primary reasons I really do not like this map personally. I feel like the map is just too small and too narrow, and certainly too small to allow all of these narrow points. Combination's just tracking all off shots at the moment. And Jimmy's Panther's close eventually too, but again, it's just not really doing a lot. That's because it doesn't have the firepower to really do a lot there. Panther taking the section there. Ace Comet then, 19 kills, other coming about. They could flank the Panther East and knock it out there, but there goes, I think, realizing it, beginning to pull back here. We got 104 to 93. Whatever lead again Jimmy had has now more or less melted away.
They have one enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
And guys, support called in Panther game, immediately taking repeated penetrating hits here from all of users' anti-tank weapons, pushing him down to half health. It is Veggie 2 though, but not enough. There go air support rain down here from Jimmy on users' positions. Comet there almost knocked out, but once more Jimmy finds himself in a slightly awkward position, which is he can't follow up on this. In the center, things push forward to the west, if you can push back here. Hughes just remains over in a very strong and confident position. Could honestly get this Comet going there, but instead it's repairing both of them there. So that's been pushed out. Artillery fire raining down there. A relentless attack here by Jimmy to some extent, at least on the center. But he needs to get some of the more victory points out of use M246's hand before this is too late. Attrition forcing healing, Panther being fixed up, going for another Panther 4. It's not because it's lacking the fuel, it's just the map has active crit vision. It's also one reason why the Panther itself is also tough to get, because 490 manpower is, you know, quite the tall order. Particularly if you're behind constructing already. But yeah, the Panther was just a better choice, and he should have just committed to more of them while he could, instead of just that weird delay before then finally went for a Panther. Which at least finally got some kills. Balan got into the trench, they're getting caught by the Section C. We also got the Bren Commanders, which are quite still alive. Comets on the move again. Season Eastern side, ground the center. We've got 63 versus 93. That is a 30-point difference there, and it's likely going to grow here. There we go. Panzerkampf Fierce Vanguard ready here for Jimmy and the 9th Panzer Division. Comets running up here, lining up for a strong armored platoon here, or half platoon I suppose. Still 2 Comets can lay down some pretty impressive firepower if utilised correctly there by use. Commander's also on clashing. You got the Panther going to assist. Close call there. 47, smoke from down here, Howitzers doing nothing. Panther 4, orbs on the eastern side here, Comet being slowly pushed back by the Panther. Howitzer joining in the fun now here for Jimmy. We got 35 to 93 in the center, again, the west side, we got a Sturmhawk before they're getting absolutely executed by the sections here. That is a wipe there, I think. Yeah, he's not going to be paying attention there. It's going to be gone. Air support put in by using fixing the center. I think further locking down any maneuvers here by Jimmy. Panther 4 was the ace Comet in the east. That's the loss of that. Panther 4, unless Jimmy gets incredibly lucky, which he didn't. She's down to 27, and the map is just completely spiraling out of control here now for Jimmy. His tanks are exploding with an increasingly disturbing rate alongside his infantry. Aircraft being shot down. That's a small relief I suppose here for Jimmy, but he needs a major relief right now to have a shot at this. 2 kills on the Panther still. And there you go, GG, game over. A loss for Jimmy, a victory for you, M246. Jimmy really handled the early game well, but mid-game he sort of fell apart. There was hesitancy, there's a lack of, clarity. But also the way he attacked really just cost him a lot of time, resources, and get fed into, Jimmy, or use M246 line, used to just build up a strong force, then crush Jimmy. It didn't help the house, he just really didn't do a lot of the time here. It was just kind of dead weight, partly because just misuse, honestly, but also, it's not that great either. So just ended up, I think, further biting Jimmy in the ass when he attacks. But really, Jimmy needs to, learn how to focus his troops when attacking. They don't have to be a big blob, but they should at least, attack into the same general, spot there. Again, you can attack here, and then send something around here. Obviously not a blob, but still they'd be focusing on attacks, then say on one spot. And that's just what Jimmy never did. It'd be one guy moving up here, one guy here, and then over there there'd be a guy playing cricket. And it's that's not a great way to attack. As Coh2 said, you strike with a fist, not an open hand. And in this case, Jimmy didn't even do that. He stroked his index fingers. That's not even trying. So definitely some room for improvement in Jimmy's attack tactics, but also think just how to transition from the early into mid game. There's some definite issues there. So either way, hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links in Cheers, and thank you for watching. I'm sure tomorrow again from that's an episode. Bye.